All right, today is December 31st, 2016, and right now at 5:30 p.m. we have a temperature of 44 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. We have a relative humidity of 94%. The dew point is 43 degrees, and the barometer is reading lower. It's at 29.89 inches right now at 5:30 p.m. Okay, so we're looking at the western U.S. Infrared loop. We've had so far between yesterday and today just a hair over a half an inch of rain, and 3/16 of that amount came yesterday. And we can see the low pressure system right here moving down the Southern California coast. We should be getting many, many inches of rain from this system right here. Uh, this is a closed low from the surface level all the way up to the 300 millibar level. We'll take a look at the pressure maps here in a second. But if we go to the water vapor map, we can see that there is a crescent-shaped area of high pressure. This is not depicted on any of the maps, the surface map 500 or 300 millibar. And what's happening here, if we go to the bigger map, we can see that crescent-shaped blockade of high pressure. That is basically, they've got that right on top of this weather system here. This is that low. And that is causing a disruption in the moisture wrapping around the backside of this vortex. And so that is preventing development, and that is throttling back our rain potential for Southern California. Now, if this was allowed to spin unimpeded like we're seeing over here, we'd have a lot of rain generated in that low pressure system. But they've got high pressure right on top of this. In fact, this entire blockade is re-steering this Pineapple Express flow, which would otherwise be moving straight into California. This is being forced to make a right turn right here, and is moving down and around this blockade of high pressure and up into over to Baja. Cabo is right here, Cabo San Lucas, and then we have Mexico. Everything is moving out, and then back up into Texas. This is an engineered blockade to separate this low from this low. And then there's another blockade right here where the pen is to separate this next frontal system, which is we've got a storm developing something developing right there. And of course, there's high pressure installed right here to separate these two. And then we have a high pressure area right here, which is going to separate this next system. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 low pressure systems here. This one is starting to develop. And we have jet stream flow, which is, we'll take a look at the map here in a second, but this flow right here, this is the tropical Pineapple Express flow. They should be moving right into California, and they've got that all blockaded. While this low pressure moves down the coast, we can see it's barely generating any precipitation. Like I said, we've had just a hair over a half an inch. This should be delivering many inches of rain. That's moving right down the coast. And they've got a transmitter right on top of this thing. We can see it's half of that low is gone. So as this moisture wraps around the backside, it evaporates, and it tries to redevelop as it moves around. You can see that there's basically half of a low pressure system right here. It's chopped in half. They've got the other half evaporated. All right, so we can see this Gale 4 system. This is moving towards the west coast right here, this one. This could be a rainmaker if they allow it to move in. All right, let's take a look at the surface analysis map. And we have that Gale 4 system right here. This is moving right towards the west coast, California. We've got that low right here. Moving to the south, we've got a couple of lows indicated. This is also listed as a gale. And we've had basically light rain all day. It's just mostly a mist, and it started drizzling hard, and then we had some light rain. Nothing heavy. It's just been a steady light rain. Okay, and then we have a storm up here which is moving due north. That's north of these Aleutian Islands. This is a 960 millibar storm system. This is not going to affect us. It does have a cold front, which is probably going to be blocked by this high here. All right, let's look at the ocean swell, or this is the jet stream map. See flow right into Baja, and we have that low spinning here. And of course, they don't show the effect that that dome of that crescent of high pressure is having. But there is flow around that low. All right, we've seen this. This is the Doppler map showing rain for Southern California. Everything else is fairly dried out to the north. The only rain being allowed in is right here. There is some aerosol activity out in this area. We'll see that on the MODIS Today map. There also is some aerosol activity visible right in this area. Okay, let's take a look at the I have the swell report. There we go. This is the ocean swell report. We have 21-foot seas developed as a result of that gale moving down the coast. 20-foot seas out here. This is that other gale that's moving towards California. So we've got high seas right off of the central California coast. All right. Here's the MODIS Today map. And we can see that right near Los Angeles we have heavy cloud cover. Just pan down towards San Diego. Which is right here. You're getting a lot of rain. We pan offshore. We can see that we've got a lot of rain clouds, a lot of cloudy weather, mostly brilliant white. We don't see the haze, the chemtrail haze. There's no chemtrail haze in this shot here that I can see. It's just a brilliant white. These are natural clouds. Now over here, it does look like they might have been spraying right in this area. You can see some off-color, off-white, light gray stuff right in this area. Go back over out further, we can see that all of this is just natural cloud cover moving in. This has no chemtrails over the top of it, no aerosol spraying, so that will allow lift, and that will allow the precipitation process. The key to our weather manipulation, half of it anyway, is the chemtrail spraying that causes that caps the atmosphere, and we don't get the lift necessary to generate precipitation. Now, if we go inland, if we pan to the east towards Las Vegas, which is right down here in this area, we can see a lot of gray, light gray haze. This is the chemtrail mix. They've sprayed out in the desert areas. We can see all that gray stuff over here. And then we can see some natural clouds here. Some of this has been sprayed over, but there's an area here that we can see down through the haze, and we can see these natural clouds. And again, if we go to the Doppler map and zoom in a little bit, we can see that just south of Las Vegas here, there's where all this haze was we were just looking at is all right here, and there's no precipitation compared to further north in Las Vegas and to the east where we saw those natural clouds. And similarly out here, we don't see a lot of haze or chemtrails out here. So we're getting rain, and there's a specific pattern to this. When they're not spraying chemtrails, we get the rain. So these chemtrails are not used to block incoming missiles or to block solar radiation. These are used to modify our weather. They cap the atmosphere and prevent the precipitation process. I've been looking at this for 5 years, 6 years now, and that's the reason that they're doing this. And they're not telling us. There's a lot of disinformation on the internet. If you look up, if you just search reason for chemtrail spraying, you'll get a whole slew of videos from different people. They're talking about missile shields and just all kinds of stuff that doesn't make any sense. If you just look at the pattern of why and how and when they're spraying, rather when they're spraying, the specific timing of their spraying, we will you will understand. It becomes clear what's going on. Here's the sea level pressure map. We see that closed low right here. This is moving south. It's bringing the rain. They're not depicting that crescent shape high in any of these maps. Let's go to the 500 millibar map. See that closed low right here, 500 millibar level. This is the Gale force system. That's going to move towards the west coast. We have the 300 millibar map. Let's refresh that one. Okay, so we have a half a map. This is that closed low. There's the Gale, but no high pressure. Let's go back to the surface map. There's no high pressure. Now, if we go back to the western U.S. map, we see that there's a blockade of high pressure right here. That's not shown. We have half a low right here as well. That's not depicted. So these maps have been, the pressure maps are not accurate that we were just looking at. We see everything here is having to turn right and move around this dome of high pressure. This is a blockade. Separate this from this, and from this tropical Pineapple Express from this low. It's all engineered that way. Okay, so that's it. We'll do another update tomorrow, probably New Year's Day. Happy New Year to everybody, and keep spreading the word around. The knowledge is power, and once people understand the basics, the specific timing of the chemtrails, the rest of this falls into a place. People begin to see what's going on, and they can quickly sift through the propaganda and see for themselves what's actually going on. Okay, that's it. Happy New Year.